Good afternoon, everyone. Andy Moss here, trading-adventures.com with your Tuesday market update. It's after the close and a little bit of moderation here ahead of busy rest of the week. It's already been a busy week on the calendar and economic news with that calendar. So S&P right hugging a rising 5-day moving average, as is the NASDAQ. The IWM, the Russell 2000 small caps, are below a declining 5-day moving average, as is the Dow 30. So it's a mixed bag here between SPYs and Qs and the small caps and the Dow Industrials. And nothing broken or battered, just a bit of a rest after the huge run up that we've seen over the last several weeks, which we've covered extensively here. So that message hasn't changed. Looking over at the daily charts, we've got the S&P testing a rising 8-day as well. This shaded area here, let me go back to the roadmap for just a second. That has proven to be a bit of polarity as we broke out above, tested a bit, ran away from, and now that's been the lid on the last couple of days here. So, or today's action at least. We'll see if that continues or not. But on the back to the daily chart, just working off the extension by time, not price. It's sideways action. Any moves lower have been very short-lived, and so the market continues to hold up very well. Looking at the Qs, same thing there. We do have a DeMark 9 sell set up here in play after today's action. I don't consider it a really dialed-in signal, even alone for any indication of what's coming next. I'm more interested in the fact, even though it's below a declining 5-day, this is still what I would consider a bullish consolidation pattern right here at the 8-day and the 5-day, and could be setting up for another trip higher on any number of catalysts. Could be earnings news, could just be the market gathering steam again, or what have you. But this, again, just another illustration that things are not breaking down. Prices are remedying the extension levels by moving sideways as the averages catch up, rather than dipping lower to move back down to those averages. And same situation here on IWA. If it wants to come back down, we've got, well, we can notice this intraday high back on January 22nd, which was 271.60, was very similar to this intraday low a couple days ago, which was 271.95. So it's attracting buyers at the right levels. And as this continues to age and progress, that was a level to watch. And now maybe this is a level to watch as that 21-day catches up over the next number of days. Bitcoin, still finding, if you want to call it that, from this bounce, and didn't pay any attention to it on the move down here. Maybe a little bit of consolidation just under that level. But here for the last couple of days, or the last couple of weeks, I should say, it has kept a lid on things. But Bitcoin isn't broken on the shorter time frame, still below this anchor from the highs and this moving average up here. But so far holding up okay. The dollar, we don't look at that too much intra-week. It's still chopping around. Volatility is continuing to decrease, and the international. So here's a quick look at commodities. Crude oil up, prices of crude oil futures going up while stocks moderate. That's just what we see. And gold continuing to try to negotiate and navigate this now pretty messy range right in here between 45, 60. And the story is today, I'm going to mention the calendar here for a minute as I pull up the Mag 7 chart, because not only on tomorrow, Wednesday, April 29th, we have a FOMC rate decision, which could be market moving. We've got several other economic reports, but the real news, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta all reporting earnings after the close tomorrow. 4 of the magnificent 7 stocks coming up. And then Thursday evening, we have Apple as well. And that's not to mention other names of note like Amgen, SanDisk, Western Digital, Caterpillar, MasterCard, so on and so forth. So it's a very busy week of earnings news. And that is also accompanied by core PCE on Thursday, jobless claims. So markets could continue to be choppy back and forth as traders use the news or the calendar to lighten up and book some profit or reduce some risk ahead of these binary events or unknown outcomes, unknown announcements. So looking at some of those Mag 7s that are reporting, Apple has really shaped up well, and now many days testing this trend line that dates back to the high of, it looks pretty good, but beware of the announcement and know that that's on the calendar. Amazon is just 3 weeks of trading action there, so really stellar move in Amazon. It's holding the 5-day well early, I might add. A couple of days of testing the rising 8-day moving average here and then breaking out and showing some continuation. We'll see how they deal with earnings tomorrow evening. And finally, Meta, a bit of a laggard in the group, still can't get over this declining 200-day moving average. Will earnings be the boost that gets it above, or does it send it back down maybe to the level of the 50 or 21-day? I'm not sure. I haven't calculated the expected or the options implied. And finally, we have Microsoft, which looked dead in the water for quite some time, really recovering very well, driving or dragging, I should say, the software sector higher if we consider the IGV here. Really solid move there from Microsoft, but it does have an anchor from the recent high. It still has a declining 200-day moving average up here, and it still has earnings to get through. So there's your look at some of the individual stocks, some of the things on the calendar. And speaking of that, this will be the only market update from me on this website this week. I've got a family engagement later this week that's going to occupy all of my time, and I'll be largely unplugged and away from the markets. So weekly charts will be iffy, but there will be no market update on Thursday. So you guys manage your risk. Be aware of the calendar. Know what you own and when they're reporting. It's a very, very busy time of earnings season, and you don't want to get caught offsides or off guard with any of your names that hopefully are all showing decent profits. So that's it for today. We'll talk to you again very soon.